Do you need the main character to wander into a fantasy world holding hands with the girl he likes? We don't have the Lord of the Rings here, but these fantasy and romance shows will definitely fill your watch list if you need some fantasy love stories. Without waiting, let's get started. 10. Junketsu no Maria.
顎？なんで顎？
あら、今日は興味津々ね。ならば、事細かくご報告申し上げましょうか。ご主人様。
First off, this starts off as a pretty lighthearted show that handles some heavy themes before becoming a serious show that handles lighthearted themes to a Disney ending where everyone is happy. Let's get to the plot, because the plot is everything. So here we have a witch who is thrown into a huge war and tries to create peace, but soon she intervenes too much and the heavens send this guy to say, hey, stop it, you're meddling in human affairs too much. But does Maria want to stop? Nope. And this might result in some severe consequences which I cannot describe in a PG-13 video. Like I said, the show deals with some heavy topics but tries to make fun of everything, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. When it works, it's funny. When it doesn't work, it's not so funny. So call this a fantasy romance anime with black comedy. 9. Conception.
お願いがあるんだ。
わかってる。
俺の星の子を産んでもらえない。
There is no concept in conception, but if you want plot without a plot, then conception can give you a misconception about conception. Once again, we have one guy wielding a magnet strong enough to attract attention from every girl around him. But this time, he does it with style. Well, that's if you can call this doing it with style. Now, before you head into it, make sure you put on your masks and hold your shields because you are not going to get a romance show with heavy themes in this one. Instead, what you're going to get is a cultured romance show with a bit of fantasy thrown in here and there. Conception also has a good product quality for an anime like this, so if you want some good, magic and romance, then yeah, go watch this one. 8. Nanana's Buried Treasure.
なななちゃん、ゲームやろう、ゲーム。俺の超絶テク見せてやれ。
左手使えないじゃん。
んじゃあ、トランプ。
What happens when you find a ghost on an island? No, don't be scared. This isn't a horror anime. You can still watch this show and feel wholesome. From the name of the anime itself, you can tell this show is about treasure hunting on an island. But this time our main character has a ghost girlfriend to assist him. Sounds cool, right? Wait, it gets better. Apparently, this ghost girlfriend also wants to know who killed her, so our main character needs to give her a helping hand as well. One great thing about this show is how each mystery has an interesting payoff. The show isn't anything complex, and you don't need the brain of Einstein to figure out the mystery of the show. So when each mystery is solved, you can see how the writers managed to keep you hooked throughout the whole story arc. 7. Twin Star Exorcists. Romance with a few supernatural elements. Come on, who doesn't need some supernatural romance in your life? Twin Star Exorcist is about two short fellows going around killing spirits while trying to figure out how love works. If we keep aside the romance elements for a moment, you can see how much great action this show has. Add to that this nice animation and you get a masterpiece. And let's not forget about the characters. At some point, the characters act so immaturely that you start to remember that these guys are still in elementary school. And then the show takes a dark and twisted turn that makes you wonder if this show was made for kids in the first place. But apart from that, I felt like Twin Star Exorcist handled the supernatural element of the show really well, and it's something you should definitely check out. 6. The Severing Crime Edge. If anyone has seen my recent videos, you might have noticed how I mentioned an anime about a guy who had a strong obsession with girls' hair. Why didn't he start a salon? Good question. Ask it from the guy who wrote this show. But the thing is, the haircutting actually becomes important when he meets a girl with really, really long hair. Now, this is where our boy's haircutting fetish actually becomes important. This guy has a special scissors, and if he cuts the girl's hair with it, she can be free. Or else, there are other people who want to kill her. The premise of this show is not something you can describe in 1 or 2 sentences, so it's better to watch this yourself and understand how greatly it combines the fantasy and romance aspects of the story. 5. Shinkai no Mi.
師匠。
まずい。
良くなれの時と違ってイメージが全然湧かない。
Need some Arifureta but with more romance? Then wait no more because Shinkanomi is the show for you. Once again, we have a whole school getting transported into a fictional world without any reason as to why they got transported to a fictional world. Oh wait, this time they were transported by a god. And that's not all. When our weak main character eats a forbidden fruit and fights a crazy monkey, we realize he is not weak after all. Jokes aside, I believe this anime gives each of these girls the screen time they deserve and even take the time to establish the character relationships. This might look like a power fantasy anime, but the romance moments definitely shine because of the way they sync nicely to the story. 4. The Asterisk War.
誰が火遊び相手ですか？
お前以外に誰がいるんだ。朝っぱらから派手にやりやがって。
まさか同じクラスとはね。
Do you need magic? Do you need an overpowered female character? Do you need some great written romance from everyone's favorite power couple? Yup, this is one of those Fantasy Academy romances done right. The romance pretty much starts the same way, with the guy somehow getting to the bad side of the girl and then showing he doesn't even care about her. Yup, this guy came for the academy not for the girls, but to solve a mystery related to his elder sister. Now combine that good mystery with a well-built power system and a set of interesting main characters and you'll get an anime you can binge watch in one night. 3. Banished from the hero's party.
嬉しい。私のことを覚えていてくれたんだ。
そりゃ短い間にしろ仲間だったし。
When an isekai comes up with a really long title, you know you don't even have to watch the anime to predict what's going to happen. And you aren't wrong. Apparently, this guy gets banished from the hero's party and then decides to lead a quiet life in the countryside. That's it. That's all to it. Or is it? Well, the best thing that happens to this anime is Rit, who if you don't know is this girl who acts as the perfect sidekick for our hero while looking cool. This is also one of those animes where the writers don't take a whole season to establish the romance. The show pretty much tells how much of a great chemistry these two have. Once again, don't go expecting some heavy action in this one because this is all about giving these two some cute slice of life moments while developing their romance. 2. Kami-sama Kiss. Need some good fantasy romance anime with a bad boy? Then wait no more, because this anime shows how master-servant relationships can soon turn into love relationships. Nanami Momozono is kicked out of her house after her father spends all his money on gambling, and thanks to her good luck, a man named Mikage offers her to stay at his house after she saves him from a dog. Nanami agrees, but soon learns Mikage used to be the earth deity, and now has awarded the position to her. She meets Tomo, Mikage's acquaintance, and learns that he isn't the best person to be with, but secretly she falls in love with him. Tomo, on the other hand, forbids any romance between deities, but secretly harbors feelings for Nanami as well. 1. The world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world.
もう2週間だね。
そうだな。
もうお別れだね。
そうだな。
ずっとこうしていたい。
Why limit ourselves to normal fantasy romances when we can have fantasy romance with overpowered characters? No, this guy isn't your average overpowered assassin. This guy is someone who can kill people with his eyes closed while building his harem. But one thing I like about this show is how it establishes the main character's main love interest without making sure this goes the harem route. I mean, the other girls still like him, but our assassin has his eyes only on one girl. The show also has a more mature feeling compared to other isekai I've watched, and the main character definitely belongs to the anti-hero category. So if you need some good romance fantasy plus some great action, then here's the show for you.